Hello Earthlings, Ultraviolet Ronald from the Bronx here. Today we're going to get into 15 minutes of jabbing your way to victory, shadow boxing workout. It's going to be intense. It's going to be every jab that you have seen or probably have never seen in the sport of boxing. It's going to feel like your left arm is going to fall off. It's going to be 1 minute on, 30 seconds of rest. But if you dig deep, I know you got this. And if you need some water, get some water. But other than that, let's begin. When you get into that boxing stance, you want to make sure you're very light on your toes, your knees are bent, you're making your body a small target, elbows in, your dominant hand is in the rear, your lead hand is of course right in the front, and you're tucking your chin. The key thing when you're bouncing around is try to make sure your back foot is always staying right outside that front foot, and you're staying as light on your toes as possible. When you're throwing that jab out, try to keep your elbow in a straight line as it's coming out, and at the same time try to keep your arm as loose as possible, like a noodle, like a whip. Just try to be relaxed and don't tense your shoulders up. That's the best way to execute the jab with maximum power. When throwing that jab out, be relaxed, do not tense your shoulders. As fast as you bring it out, that's as fast as you bring it right back to your face, just in case a counter punch were to come. And keep that elbow in. When you're doing the step and jab, right as you step, that's when you jab, and as your foot comes back, your hand comes back to your face as well. When you're doing an advancing jab, as you propel off that back foot, that's when you jab. And as both feet hit the ground at the same time, that's when the jab should come right back to the face and reset. Alright, you have many ways to do advancing double jab. You can propel off the back foot twice while jabbing twice in succession, or propel off the back foot once, jab, and then as you're stationary, jab again. Or you can jab stationary and then advance. You can play around with it as much as you want, but make sure you keep your elbows in and keep that arm as relaxed as possible. Now the key thing with the slip jab is to act as if the opponent's throwing a jab at you and you slip to your left, and as you come back, that's when you jab. And you're gonna maximize the power because more of your hips and your body weight is going into that jab, going off that counter. For the step back jab, that works perfectly when your opponent's trying to blitz you. You step back, but as you step back, you jab. So you push off the front foot, pop them right in the face, and it's gonna stop them right in their tracks. And then if they try to come in again, that's when you jab again and you set your boundaries there. And then you can work off whatever it is that you're trying to do. Key thing with the feint jab is to throw your arm out a quarter of the way. You still want to make it look like you're really about to jab, like going through all of the motions, but the only thing is you don't release the trigger. So you fake, and it makes it easier to set up a trap and then pop. You could do it with a power hand or back with that jab again. Now with the body jab, it's best to use your eyes to work that into play. So you can look at their head and make it seem like you're really about to go to the head with a feint, and then come right down to the body, still while keeping your eyes on their head, and then right back to the face as quickly as possible in case a counter comes your way.
10 seconds.
Halfway through, do not give up. I know that arm hurts, but keep going. When you're throwing that jab out, try to keep your elbow in a straight line as it's coming out, and at the same time try to keep your arm as loose as possible, like a noodle, like a whip. Just try to be relaxed and don't tense your shoulders up. That's the best way to execute the jab with maximum power. Now the catch jab works perfectly as if they were to throw a jab at you, you throw a jab right back at the same time. This is all about timing when you're doing the catch jab, because they will miss their jab, but you will catch them with yours. Make sure you're maintaining that boxing stance, stay grounded, do not lean too far forward or back when you're executing that jab to maximize that power. throw that jab with bad intentions. You want them to think like, oh my God, if jab feels like this, I can only imagine what the other punches feel like. I know your arm is tired. You need to shake it out, shake it out. Let's get right back into it. Keep popping that jab out.
10 seconds.
You want to let your opponent know that jab means serious business, and they're going to have a hard time trying to come in your space. And the great thing about the jab, it works perfectly for distance management. So you know when to come in or to go out and set up for counters. You better jab like there's no tomorrow. I want to see you jab your way to victory, since that's what it's all about in these 15 minutes. Never forget, the jab is the most important punch in the sport of boxing. Push off the front foot, pop them right in the face, and it's going to stop them right in their tracks. And then if they try to come in again, that's when you jab again and you set your boundaries there. Throw your arm out a quarter of the way. You still want to make it look like you're really about to jab, like going through all of the motions, but the only thing is you don't release the trigger. So you fake, and it makes it easier to set up a trap, and then pop. You can do it with a power hand or back with that jab again. All right, I know your arm is getting tired, but you can push through this. You're a warrior. Do not let up on yourself. Just because it's a jab doesn't mean you don't throw it out with bad intentions. Throw it out like you're really trying to hurt the person. That's what you want to imagine when you're throwing that jab out in your shadow boxing.
Ultraviolet. And if you like the video, please subscribe. And if you want to catch more videos like this one, check out this video right here. But other than that, peace and love, everyone.